Hour. Weekends, 10 a.m. on 702 DCJS Jesus Saves, GDG Radio, Send Radio 1206, and here on Cool FM. Lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita, at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews Primetime.
From the headquarters of Cool FM, I'm Drip Karaoke, and this is koolNews Primetime. Fridays, January 6, 2025 is now 10:31. Topping our news tonight, Lakas CMD stalwarts in-house reaffirmed support for Marcos Romualdez partnership. Ranking congressmen from the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats, or the Lakas CMD, have reaffirmed their support for President Marcos' administration and for the leadership of Speaker Martin Romualdez in the House of Representatives ahead of the midterm elections. Expressing this in no uncertain terms on Monday, where Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr., Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez, and House Majority Leader Manuel Jose Manix Dalipe. President Marcos chairs the ruling Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, the head party of the administration coalition. However, the true might of this coalition is the more established Lakas CMD, the president of which is Romualdez. Marcos and Romualdez are cousins. And confirm here that the midterm polls will take place in May of this year. Lakas CMD stalwarts Gonzales, Suarez, and Dalipe record that Romualdez leadership continues to unify Congress in delivering pro-people measures aligned with President Marcos' development goals. The House leaders praised their speaker for uniting the supermajority bloc and achieving legislative milestones that prioritize the welfare of the marginalized sectors while addressing the nation's most pressing challenges. According here to Gonzales, Speaker Romualdez's leadership has been a catalyst for the House unprecedented productivity, consistently driving results. His focus on inclusive growth and people-centered reforms demonstrates our collective commitment to improving the lives of every Filipino. Meanwhile, Suarez highlighted the passage of the critical measures under Romualdez's watch, such as the RA number 12022 or the Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act. It combats agricultural smuggling, hoarding, profiteering, and cartels by declaring these acts as economic sabotage, punishable by life imprisonment. And said here by Suarez, these measures passed under Speaker Romualdez's leadership address long-standing issues in agriculture, dismantle cartels, empower farmers, and ensure food security. Meanwhile, in Dalipe's statement, Speaker Romualdez's leadership shows what unity and focus can achieve. He has ensured that we pass forward-looking laws that make an immediate impact on millions of Filipinos. Also in the news tonight, for the coverage of Nazareno 2025, police gear up for pagpupugay, 14,500 cops deployed. Around 14,500 police personnel were deployed during the setup ceremony led by the Manila Police District and the PNP on January 6 as the Feast of the Jesus Nazareno approaches. According here from the Manila Police District, that said, the preparations are now in full swing for the upcoming pagpupugay, which is set to begin on midnight of Tuesday, which is January 7. Several plastic barriers have also been set from Calao Street to the Quirino Grandstand to help manage the crowds and ensure orderly lines for the pagpupugay ceremony. This will guide the devotees who wish to participate in the touching and veneration of Jesus Nazareno on January 6 to January 9. Meanwhile, the MMDA, or the Metro Manila Development Authority, has also been conducting cleanup activities along the route to ensure cleanliness and preparedness for the influx of pilgrims, and said that 40,500 personnel, including 12,000 members of the PNP, along with the AFP, PCG, BFP, and BJMP, which is all under the leadership of the PNP. And said here from the police are the translation route spanning 5.8 kilometers will pass to 3 parks, 18 city roads, 6 bridges, and 1 underpass. They reminded devotees to adhere to the gun and liquor ban that will implemented in the coming days to ensure a smooth and peaceful procession. PNP and MPD said they expect that this year's translation will be faster and more orderly. Last year's procession took nearly 15 hours, with the image of the Jesus Nazareno returning to Quiapo Church after 14 hours, 59 minutes, and 10 seconds. With heightened security measures, strengthened infrastructure, and the cooperation of the faithful, they vow that this year's translation will be another memorable occasion for millions of Filipino devotees. Meanwhile, in the Quiapo Church, that the organizations and ministries, as well as representatives from local and national government and other sectors, are invited to attend a Holy Mass on January 6 at 6 p.m. The Quirino Grandstand, and said it will be a gesture of gratitude and blessing for everyone who has sacrificed their time and service for the success of the feast of the Jesus Nazareno. And meanwhile, Makabayan invites VP Sara's impeachment endorsers to key meeting. The Makabayan bloc is out for the consolidate support as well as the hastened impeachment process against VP Sara Duterte to a proposed consultation this coming Wednesday, which is in January 8. And this can be gleaned from the letter that the militant Solon senators select House of Representatives or colleagues on January 6. And as said here, this is to invite you to a meeting consultation with the endorsers and compliance of the 3 impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara D. Duterte on 8 January 2025, Wednesday, at the Minority Conference Room of the House of Representatives at 10 in the morning. There's a copy from the letter from the Makabayan block from Manila Bulletin. It was signed by ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, Gabriela Party List Arlene Rosas, Kabataan Party List Raul Manuel. Continuing with the letter, as fellow advocates for good governance and public accountability, in particular Vice President Duterte's accountability to the people, we hope that we can discuss in this meeting our impeachment compliance and agree on efforts to post the Marcos administration and the House of Representatives leadership to move the impeachment process along. The invite was sent to the Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sendanya, endorser of the first impeachment complaint filed last December 2 last year, and of course Camarines Source 3rd District Representative Gabriel Bordado Jr. and Ambis OWA Party List Representative Lex Anthony Cristo Colada, which is the endorsers of the third impeachment, which is last December 19. None of the endorsers have come from the majority bloc. However, there have been rumors that some lawmakers there are planning to endorse a for impeachment compliant. And said from Castro that the invite also covers the civilian complaints themselves. All 3 existing impeachment raps against Vice President Duterte are with the House Secretary General Reginald Velasco. And impeachment will be set in motion once Velasco submits a complaint to the office of the Speaker, but it's not clear when he plans to do this. And says that the Secretary General has 10 session days to transmit the impeachment compliance to the Speaker. Velasco recently said that only 3 session days have lapsed since the filing of the first complaint. Now we're going to look our weather from an update, 4,000 families remain in evacuation centers amid the Canlaon volcano unrest. DSWD said 4,070 families or 13,246 individuals are still sheltered in evacuation centers due to the ongoing magmatic unrest at Canlaon volcano. Based on the data from the DSWD Disaster Response Operations Monitoring and Information Center, that confirming that 34 evacuation centers remain operational. Additionally, 2,251 families or 7,458 people have sought temporary shelter with friends and relatives outside the evacuation centers. And said from the SWD that has affected 12,226 families or 46,787 individuals across 26 barangays in Western and Central Visayas. And according to the SWD, they have 2.24 billion pesos in resources, including the 50.3 billion pesos in standby funds and 2.1 billion pesos in food and non-food items are ready to distribute. There's more news and information coming right up at koolNews Primetime. We'll be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. Fujidenso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fujidenso HV inverter appliances. Fujidenso, quality above all. MX3 Natural Supplements, verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3, tunay, natural at original. TVC Drugs, serbisyong tapat, alagang sapat. UNC, moving it for Filipinos since 1969. And Bygone, the #1 insect killer brand in the Philippines. You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Ito na ang dagdag puhunan para sa mga magsasaka, mangingisda at agrarian reform beneficiaries. Hatid ng Land Bank ang AgriSenso Plus. Ang murang pautang na may libreng life insurance at training para sa iyong kabuhayan. Simple, abot kaya, kumpleto at maasahan sa pangangailangang pangkabuhayan. Mag-apply na sa pinakamalapit na Land Bank branch o tumawag sa 0284057000. Land Bank AgriSenso Plus. Kasama mo sa magandang bukas. Your future powered by Land Bank. Land Bank is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and a member of PDIC and BancNet.
Petron Gasul, Petron Gasul, Petron Gasul, kasaligan sa kusina, sakto sa timbang. Tung sa True Blue Flame, grabe yun kasulit, gold quality standard, dilig yun ka maipit. Petron Gasul, maugoy kasaligan, daghang sunod, pero di yun matukngan. Petron Gasul, Petron Gasulista, Petron Gasul, Petron Gasulista, Petron Gasul, Petron Gasulista, Petron Gasul.
Ang new Biogesic for Kids, di na kailangan i-shake. Syrup formula na. Para pag may lagnat ang anak, buhat agad, inom agad. New Biogesic for Kids. Mas pinagaling, magpagaling versus previous formulation.
Unilab yan.
Paracetamol is the generic name of Biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Kamote!
Kamote naman.
Try mo to. Ha? Ang mura naman!
Dito ka na. Sa mapapamura ka talaga. Move it. Discarding tapat.
Madalas mapasok kapag niluluto para sa pamilya? Basta may paso o burn, United Home Burn Ointment agad.
Unilab yan.
Benzocaine, boric acid, and eucalyptus is the generic name of United Home Burn. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ang kanlungan noon ni Tandang Sora para sa libu-libong katipunero ay isang ganap na lugar ng mga bayani ng ating buhay. Kasama mo ang himlayang Pilipino, laging handa baunin ang alaala ng iyong mga mahal sa buhay. Ang himlayang Pilipino ay naghahatid ng mga affordable na libingan hanggang sa mas magagarang mga mausoleo para sa mga pribadong pagdidilay. Bukas din ang tahanan ng alaala para sa iyong pangangailangang pagpupugay mula sa chapel rentals hanggang sa cremation. Para sa mga karagdagang impormasyon, maaari kayong tumawag o mag-text sa 0968-896-4850 pumunta sa himlayangpilipino.org o sa aming Facebook, Himlayang Pilipino Incorporated, at Instagram, HPI Memorial Park.
One coffee mix. Ito ang kape na very healthy at complete. Puro ang sangkap, tunay na may herbal ang kape. Basta Mark Cafe, suave, suave, suave.
Ang Mark Cafe, di lang kape. Ito ang coffee na may herbal pre, na pampa-enhance ng isipan, pampalakas ng katawan. Masarap inumin araw-arawin dahil may panax, ginseng, agaricus, blazay, muril, mushroom at syempre spirulina. Puro ang sangkap talagang mabisa at ito ay masustansya. Di lang to swabeng higupin, maganda din sa immune system.
Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Ito ang kape na very healthy at complete. Puro ang sangkap, tunay na may herbal ang kape. Basta Mark Cafe, suave, suave, suave. Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Suave.
Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 coffee mix. Mabibili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan, drugstores at supermarket sa inyong lugar.
Excellent health, excellent life. EXL Makabuhay Plus.
Mas murang alternatibo sa makabuhay? Bakit ka maniniwala sa ibang brands? Kaya nga mura, kasi kulang. Huwag tipirin ang iyong kalusugan. EXL Coffee Mix. Gawa sa native purple corn, arabica, spirulina, ginseng, ginger, turmeric, ganoderma, mangosteen, malunggay, cinnamon, guava, at rosehip. Tiyak na vegan, gluten-free, at low in caffeine pa. Plus insulin plant na tumutulong magpababa ng mataas na blood sugar levels. Siguradong healthy ka with EXL Coffee Mix. EXL Coffee Mix, the non-acidic coffee. Iwas asim sa sikmura at iwas heart palpitation. For a better and healthier you, switch to EXL Makabuhay Plus. Sa EXL Makabuhay, dagdag buhay.
Senator Amy Marcos po, maraming salamat sa pagmamahal at paninindigan. 771 bills at 88 batas. Patunay na kapag nagkakaisa ay may solusyon. Marami na tayong nagawa, marami pang magagawa. Hindi sayang ang tiwala.
Kay Senator Amy Marcos. Nature Soya Coffee. May genistein at daidsin na anti-cancer substance. Nature Soya Coffee. Tinutunaw ang mga mayoma, goiter, tumor at cyst. Nature Soya Coffee. Ang kape para sa inyong kalusugan.
Hello mga ka-efficasan! Si Kay Abaday ni. Naabang may mga sakit-sakit ang gipamati sa inyong mga kalawasan? Ihaplos ra na! Gamit ang Efficacent Oil Extra Strength. Kaysa Efficacent Oil Extra Strength, haplos, ayos! O sa pa inyong gihulat, palit na sa inyong mga suking tindahan o butika o haplos, ayos. Methyl salicylate plus camphor plus menthol is the generic name of Efficacent Oil Extra Strength. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
And welcome back to our newscast. Continuing our news tonight, Gatchalian lauds retention of 80 million pesos scholarship fund for child development workers. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian said the retention of the 80 million pesos scholarship fund for CDWs, or the child development workers, under the 2025 national budget was an important step toward enhancing their professional capabilities. In a statement confirmed by Gatchalian that he proposed the allocation under the promotion, development, and implementation of quality technical educations and skills development programs of the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, Under his special provision, the scholarship program shall prioritize incumbent CDWs whose highest educational attainment is a high school diploma or lower. According to Gatchalian, sa pamamagitan ng pundong inilaan natin para sa scholarship ng mga child development workers, masusuportahan natin ang kanilang upskilling at reskilling. And said here that TESDA and the Early Childhood Care and Development Council shall jointly develop guidelines to implement the scholarship program. Citing the data, he mentioned that 68,080 CDWs nationwide, only 11,414 completed secondary education. And coming from EDCOM 2, or the Second Congressional Commission on Education, that they estimated the scholarship fund can help around 2,854 CDWs in boosting their professional capabilities. Anin may Gatchalian, mahalagang hakbang ito upang matulungan natin ang ating mga CDWs na maging epektibo sa pagtupad ng kanilang mga tungkulin. Gatchalian noted that the scholarship program for CDWs aligned with his Senate Bill 2575, or the proposed Early Childhood Care and Development Alignment Act, and which is seeking to achieve universal access to early child education, also pursues the upskilling and reskilling of CDWs. Under the proposed measure, incumbent CDWs shall complete mandatory upskilling and reskilling training programs of early childhood education. The CDW should also pass a certification from the TESDA, which shall provide free assessment and certification. Meanwhile, Biliran taps barge to ferry goods. In Tacloban, the provincial government of Biliran, in partnership with the Biliran Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, has contracted a barge service company to transport goods to and from Biliran Island as the Department of Public Works and Highways works on to repair the Biliran Bridge. Governor Gerald Roger Espina said the provincial government will pay the monthly barge rental expenses to their calamity fund, while fuel charges will be charged to them daily operations to transfer fees for long-term sustainability, and manages the cargo ship operations to ensure that the endeavor is a non-profit activity for the benefit of people of Biliran. According to them, a part of the task force Biliran Bridge, BCCII is working closely with the province of Biliran to ensure that the operation is efficient and economical. BCCII is committed to submitting financial reports in relation to its activity to the province of Biliran for full transparency and accountability. The assessment of imposed fees will be made after a week of operation, and once the average daily volume of vehicles utilizing the LCT is determined, as well as the operational cost. Biliran has been under the state of calamity since December 27 last year due to the bridge's potential impact on the local economy. Also, suspects in murder of PWD in Batangas shot dead. A woman and her live-in partner suspected of murdering and burning a person with disability in Barangay Barualte last month were killed and wounded by 4 gunmen on Saturday night, which is yesterday, which is in January 5. Police identified the fatality as Teodora Galora Galindo and the wounded as Arcangel Armamento Patal, both 53. And according from the investigation, that the couple was in their house with the suspects Andrew Nemesio Herba and an unidentified companion, who are neighbors of the victims, arrived and barged inside. One of the suspects shot the victims, and Galindo died on the spot. The suspects escaped, and Patal was taken to hospital. The victims allegedly killed and chopped the body of Mary Jane de los Reyes, aged 33, near their house on December 16 last year. They were also arrested days later for murder, but they were released after no case was filed against them. A follow-up operation is underway against the suspects. And also, More Power urges NGCP to finish Iloilo City substation. To avoid a repeat of the massive blackouts that affected Iloilo and Panay Island last year, More Electric and Power Corporation, or More Power, urged the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines to complete its substation in the city of Iloilo. President and CEO of More Power, Roel Castro, said that NGCP's 3 by 100 megavolt or DMVA substation here remains unfinished after NGCP initially promised to complete it before the end of the last year. After it failed to complete the substation on schedule, NGCP said that it will be completed by the second quarter of 2025. And according to Castro, we are alarmed by the delay of this project. More Power attributed 162 power outages to NGCP in 2024 and translated to 811 hours that affected not only More Power's operations but also caused inconvenience to businesses and government offices in the regional capital of Western Visayas. Castro reiterated the need for NGCP to complete its substation due to the continuing power demands. And for entertainment news, Rihanna shuts down a troll who insulted her on social media. Pop superstar Rihanna responded to a troll who demanded new music and insulted her on Instagram on New Year's Day. According to Billboard, the exchange went down to her latest post, a video she filmed of herself celebrating with friends as the clock ticked down to midnight on New Year's Eve. And of course, and according from her clip, I didn't drink all year, she captioned her post, New Year, New Me. And of course, more than netizen wrote in the comments that they said that we want an album for Head. Of course, he quickly shut him down and replied, listen, Lorenzo, you ain't cute enough to be calling me by my black name, you DC F word. So it's F word, okay? So she released an album since 2016 and spent 2 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Rihanna has hinted for years that a new LP is coming, but fans have learned to take her updates with caution. That's coming from Billboard.com. And before we're going to leave here, our final quote tonight from Charles Kettering. Every time you tear a leaf off a calendar, you present a new place for new ideas. That's our final quote tonight from Charles Kettering. And that is it for koolNews Primetime. Thank you very much for your unwavering trust and support. And for more news and information, keep it right here on Cool FM. And for comments and suggestions, email us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Join us again tomorrow at 6 a.m. and 12 noon with koolNews at noon. From the station that cares for you, I'm Dream Car Karaoke and you've been listening to Cool FM. This is your station, this is home. Good night and mabuhay. This is home, this is koolNews.